We want to welcome all the folks from Grassy who have come all the way here, traveled almost 2,000 kilometers to get here. Give them a round of applause. All right, we're gonna welcome up Cody Lookinghorse to do our opening. Can we give Cody a big round of applause?
Hamadakiapi, Chatewa Shenape, Echuzapi, Mexia Tashunka, Awakita, Amachapi, Ampetoaste, Yuhapi, Mala Kota, Tituan Papa La Kota, Shanavari Mantha, Na Six Nations Haudenosaunee Confederacy. Hello, my beautiful relatives. It's a good day to rise. It's a good day to hold hands and rise and be here for our Grassy Narrows relatives. I'm 26 years old and I'm from the Shinaver Sioux tribe of South Dakota. I was raised here on Six Nations Haudenosaunee territorial land. I am Wolf Clan, and my mother is Don Martin Hill. She is over there, and my father is Chief Ormo Lookinghorse, coming from the South Dakota Shinaver Sioux tribe. As a member of the Haudenosaunee, I, Cody Lookinghorse, am inviting Aswebeshigit Anishinabek to this territory and giving them permission to use it for purposes of the river rally. Haudenosaunee are the owners and stewards of this land and traditional land, which includes what is known to be the city of Toronto. I grant this right by this permit to the Anishinabek and their members and supporting to give them access to our traditional territories. Aho, Madakiase.
Big round of applause for Cody. All right, we are now going to welcome up the Grassy Narrows Men's Drumming Circle. Let's give them a warm welcome. we welcome Chief Turtle to speak.
Good afternoon. Bonjour. I just want to say thank you for coming out to support Grassy Narrows. It's been a long time. We've been struggling for over 50 years. And it's not just mercury poisoning. Grassy Narrows has suffered a lot. It has gone through so many different things over the years. And for myself, I've watched all the things that have happened during my lifetime, during the time that I've been living in Grassy Narrows, along with my brothers, my sisters, my family. I come from a very humble family. My father was a fishing guide, a trapper, a hunter. My mother was a woman that trapped and fished and lived off the land. She was very happy whenever she went into the bush because that was her life, because she was brought up that way. I want to tell you this morning or this afternoon that my mother could not speak English. She was one of the last people in our community that you had to interpret for because she couldn't speak a word of English. So wherever she went, if we went to Kenora, if we went to Winnipeg, anywhere, we had to interpret for her because she only spoke English. And right now, today, we are slowly losing our language. Most of our young people just speak English, and some of them don't even understand our language, and they're slowly, it's just fading. But we are doing our best through native language programs at the school, and also parents doing their best to teach our children. We are slowly regaining that so that so our children can speak English. So all these challenges we have has impacted our lives. Around 1958, the community was relocated by the federal government with the promise that they will have a school, with the promise that every house would have running water, with a promise that we would be able to live lives like all Canadians. I want to tell you right now that was a complete lie. We did not get running water. We did not get the benefits that were promised. It took years before we finally got running water, and that was during the 90s. Even that was not adequate because our community ended up having a boil water advisory for a long, long time. This is not right. This is not right for us. We are not asking more than any other Canadian. We are not asking for mansions and stuff like that. All we're asking is to be treated equally and be able to live lives just like any other Canadian. That's all we want. That's all we're asking for. And so we are gathered here today to bring to you another problem, which is mercury poisoning, which has been going on for so long. And like I said, we've been struggling with so many things. First, relocation. They relocated us, took us away from our land, our original land. But you know what? Grassy Narrows is still here and will continue to stay where we are. Many of our children were forced to go to residential school. I went to residential school, and there we were told not to speak our language. There we were told to put away our native identity. There we were told that we could not be native, we could not be Indian. But you know what? We're still here. Then another thing came on. They had what they called 60 scopes. 60 scope where our children were taken away. Many of our Grassy children were taken away, forced to live at different homes. To live in a stranger's house. And with the same principle, they lose their language. They lose their nativeness. And many of them have never come back to Grassy Narrows. They're still living out there. We have over 600 of our community members living across Canada or the United States, and they've never come home because of the 60 scoop. But I want to tell you that the majority of Grassy Narrows people, they are still here. Do you know that during the 40s and 50s, whenever Native women had children, they did secret procedures on their bodies so that they couldn't have any more babies? They did that because they were afraid that the population of Native people was growing too rapidly. And so whenever a Native woman had a baby, they would secretly do a procedure on their body so they couldn't have any more children. But I want to tell you, regardless of that, we are still here. There is forestry. Grassy Narrows has stood up to forestry. Big trucks came to our community, but our people, our children, they stood up to them, and they stood in front of those tractor trailers. They took it upon themselves to put themselves in danger and to say no more logging in Grassy Narrows. We've also took a stand on mining. We've written letters. We've made sure that there's going to be no mining near our community because we are tired of being poisoned. We are tired of our land being devastated. We are tired of our land being raped and all the resources being taken with no benefits to Grassy Narrows. They always promise money. They always promise this is what we're going to give you. But when it's all said and done, we are left with nothing. And so, you know, because of industry, our community is poisoned. Because of industry, we are unable to live normal lives. Because of industry, our children are suffering. Our children are suffering with neurological problems. Our elders, some of them can barely walk. Some of them just can't be normal elders anymore because of mercury poisoning. But I want to tell you this today, and I want to tell you this afternoon, we are still here. We are still on the mighty English River, and we will stay there as long as the sun shines, as long as the grass grows, as long as the river flows. We will remain in Grassy Narrows First Nation. We're not going away. My vision has been that after I'm gone, that my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren will be able to enjoy the land that we are living in. That my grandchildren will be able to still hear the birds singing, that my grandchildren will be able to hear the river flowing, that my grandchildren, great-grandchildren will be able to look into the sky and see a clear sky, that my grandchildren will be able to sit outside by the river and be able to hear the sound of a loon howling. It's a loon making its noise as the sun sets, and then that they'll be able to hear that bird making its loud cry. If you ever hear the sound of a loon, it is very haunting. It has its own sound, but it's very beautiful. And I want all generations, future generations, to be able to hear the cry of that loon. And that they'll be able to enjoy that because we, the people of Grassy Narrows, the people today, not just myself, but all of you that came to protest together, that we will leave behind this for our great grandchildren and for many generations to come, that we stood up and we said, no more poisoning of our river. That we stood up together and we told the Ontario government, clean up the river. That we stood together and told the federal government, you have a fiduciary duty to take care of the people of Grassy Narrows. And like I said last night, these two governments will try to toss it back and forth and say it's the provincial responsibility, it's the federal responsibility. But like I said last night, they're both responsible. So I want to say to both levels of government, it's time. It's time to clean up the river, and it's time to compensate all the people of Grassy Narrows. Thank you.
We thank Chief Turtle with another big round of applause. So important for us to understand that Grassy and other nations fighting for justice, allowing us to join them in their struggle for liberation and their resistance, are getting freer, and in doing so, are getting us all a little freer with them.
Marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. Now that you heard what they said, I'm with my 2 cents in. I'm carried by the stars. I walk with these mercury scars, but that don't define who I am. I'm a force to be reckoned with, the one that hid and they ran.
My name is Les. I grew up in Grassy Narrows. I'm protesting about the mercury to tell the government to stop pouring. People are suffering from it. Water is life. If I have been like 50 years or more, water is important to us. Water keeps us healthy. Us people live with it in our lives. They even got through this day, we still protest with the government. Our people come strong together to stand strong against the government. Our people is strong together.
People marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was born being told I never have a graduation, but this heavy metal that's running through my veins gave me superpowers from my heart to my brains. The government is sick and twisted. Mercury and water, they mixed it. They tried to kill our people and they missed it.
Mercury in the lake, all these people try and take, putting us through the most hate. All they do is discriminate. No wonder we retaliate. Come on our land, we'll put you in misery. You will be history. Come with the artillery. My brother's no battery. Don't you know we're mad at thee? The ones who hurt the land. We will hold hands and stand and stand.
Marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah.
Don't you know we're mad at thee? The ones who hurt the land. We will hold hands and stand. Proud we are one with the land. We stand on murky land. But we still stand. Strong and tall, we will not fall. Think us forward up, but we ball on the court, putting the ones in charge of the salt at the top of the hill and watch them fall. And ask, how does that feel? Don't you know my people are real? We don't give a fuck how you feel. We come back strong and make you feel. The generations of hurt, you put our children in the dirt. We will free them all. And still have forgiveness for you all. Yes, I'm mad, but love and peace is the way to go. I'm speaking my mind, no. We can cause violence, but we scream for change.
People marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah.
Love and peace is the way.
People marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. Now that you heard what they said, I'm with my 2 cents in. I'm carried by the stars. I walk with these mercury scars, but that don't define who I am. I'm a force to be reckoned with, the one that hid and they ran.
My name Les. I grew up in Grassy Narrows. I'm protesting about the mercury to tell the government to stop pouring. People are suffering from me. Water is life. If I have been like 50 years or more, water is important to us. Water keeps us healthy. Us people live with it in our lives. Through this day, we still protest with the government. Our people come strong together to stand strong against the government. Our people is strong together.
People marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was born being told I never have a graduation, but this heavy metal that's running through my veins gave me superpowers from my heart to my brains. The government is sick and twisted. Mercury and water, they mixed it. They tried to kill our people and they missed it.
Mercury in the lake, all these people try and take, putting us through the most hate. All they do is discriminate. No wonder we retaliate. Come on our land, we'll put you in misery. You will be history. Come with the artillery. My brother's no battery. Don't you know we're mad at thee? The ones who hurt the land. We will hold hands and stand and stand.
Marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah.
Don't you know we're mad at thee? The ones who hurt the land. We will hold hands and stand. Proud we are one with the land. We stand on murky land. But we still stand. Strong and tall, we will not fall. Think us and ask, how does that feel? Don't you know my people are real? We don't give a fuck how you feel. We come back strong and make you feel. The generations of hurt, you put our children in the dirt. We will free them all, and still have forgiveness for you all. Yes, I'm mad, but love and peace is the way to go. I'm speaking my mind, no. We can cause violence, but we scream for change.
People marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah.
Two.
The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah. The people marching side by side, hurrah, hurrah.
Love and peace is the way.